like I said, she told me to like rap in front of her right then and there. She like, well, rap right now, like, and I rapped for her. And she was like, okay, like you know, you kind of got something, like you know. So she, like I told you, they told me like if I stayed out of trouble that whole summer of my 10th grade year, going into 11th grade, that they'd buy me a computer and the speakers and a microphone and all that stuff. So once they bought it from me and I made the first song, she still wasn't like a full fan of it yet because you know how parents look at that like, man, that's a 1 in a million chance that your ass make it as a rapper, like. So they didn't really fully just take it all the way serious until I had that talent show. And when I did the talent show and everybody like, you know, was screaming for me and all of that because nobody knew I rap. So when I got up there, everybody kind of was like, what the fuck? Like 1K is up here rapping? Like what? Like, so once they all was hearing it, then they like, okay, he actually rapping and this shit is actually dope. Like, and my mama seen like the crowd, like, you know, applauding me after I was getting off stage and everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It's like
that's
they
when she
needed to
took it
see it
serious.
to believe it. It's like they
Yeah.
needed to
Like,
see it.
so
Yeah.
once she seen it, like damn, all of his peers, like you know, fucking with him type shit. Like that's when I had that next dinner when we came down to the next dinner, she was like, okay, well if you gonna do this music shit, you gonna have to be able to pay for studio time. You're gonna need to learn this. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? So she started teaching me different little stuff, like, or she different people that she might have knew. Cause like I told you, my family already was like musically inclined from Chicago. Like they was already with different people like Twisters and doing vocalists for I don't know if y'all knew this, but Michelle, she comes originally from Chicago. Like so
I certainly
she
knew that.
so the church that she went to, my mom and them went to that same church. So they all sing in the same choir together. Like so they've
You
been
talking
knowing
about
Michelle
Michelle
for a
from
long.
Destiny's Child?
Exactly from yep, Destiny Child. Like
Hmm.
so, I already been around it, and then like my one of my aunties was in like American Idol. She didn't win it, but she was like one of the like
Nah,
final
for real.
people.
Which
Like
one?
I give you her name is Doris. Her name is Doris Edwards. Like you can look her up, but you would be able to see all her little, you know, accolades and stuff like that. But she didn't made like vocals. She didn't did vocals for Michelle. She didn't did vocals for like Destiny Child back in the day. So it was like just off the fact that they already kind of had connections to certain things. And then when
Yeah,
my mom first moved to Georgia, she ended up. I don't know if y'all remember the artist The Dream.
I do.
Okay, so him like okay, so like when we first moved there, my mama was dating him for a second.
Yes.
And
No.
Oh shit.
yeah, you feel me? Like when cause she didn't even know who he was at that time. He didn't even have his song out with yet. Type, he was still kind of like
Hey,
selling his
hey, that's
CDs
when
and
it,
shit.
hey, quick question, 1K.
Yeah,
That's when part of Guess Who.
mm-hmm,
See?
exactly.
Hey, look, we gonna talk later. I'm gonna tell
Yep,
you some
yep.
shit I just thought about.
Yep. Okay. So yeah. So she started dating him, and at the time, like my sister was kind of more into music. At that time, I was still playing basketball, so I didn't even give a fuck about no
You
music
were
or
an
nothing. I
athlete.
still was like,
Right.
yeah, I was an athlete, but my sister was heavily into the music, and she wanted to do it. So my mom basically was telling like him, like, hey, look, if you want to deal with me, you're gonna have to support not just me, but you're gonna have to
My
support
kids.
what my daughter trying to do, and my daughter trying to do music. So I started going to the studio with my sister supporting her as she was making different like little background vocals and different stuff like that for the dream and doing stuff with him or whatever type shit. That was like the first like taste of it for me for real to see it. So just off the fact, like I said, my mama and aunties and different people had certain people that they was dealing with far as in the industry. They was just lining me up with certain stuff so I could learn the process of what paperwork looked like far as a contract or what to look for when it comes to this or comes to that. Like, you know, the ropes and the steps to everything. They started teaching me that once I actually did the thing with the talent show and told them that I wanted to do it seriously. So like my mom has literally been my rock. Her and my sister have been my rock when it come to music my whole like career. So for me, from the first beginning of it to all the way up until now, like, you know, anything I tell them I might need or want done, they own it. You know what I'm saying? My mama everywhere she goes, she's hey 1K. It don't matter if she just going to a hookah lounge, she gonna make sure that they playing some 1K up in there. Like my sister the same way, vice versa. Everywhere she moves and go around, because now she kind of like let the music side of it go, and she started focusing on like clothes and stuff like that. So with her clothing lines, you know, she got a couple different artists like Scrappy and different people that got involved with her when it come to her clothing line that's in Georgia. So just off of her face card with that, she still be slapping my name. Every time she get a chance to, she, hey, y'all go do something with my brother. Y'all make something with my brother. Listen to my brother. Like, so them two literally has been like my rocks, like, you know what I'm saying, and my biggest supporters and biggest fans since I started off. So like you were saying with my mom, I definitely listen to whatever she got to tell me because I know at the end of the day she got the best interests of me when it comes to me in general. So like I'm gonna take her word before I take anybody's. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime something happened or somebody might call me about a contract or anything like that, if it sounds like it's some big situation, I'm going to her about it. Like for somebody, it was I think it was somebody up in here that said that they end up coming across me because of the Whack 100 little battle thing that he had going on. But even with that, I told my mama about that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like before anything I do, I call my mama and call my sister and get they blessings or get they thoughts about it before I do it. Like, so when it goes real big major for me, guess who's gonna be manager and tour manager? Mama and sister, like they gonna be the ones that's right there running all of that and operating all of that, like because I want to keep it in house and keep it family like driven. And since they've been rocking with me, they was paying for studio time when I first came to California and didn't really have no money to afford studio time. They was sending me cash apps and sending me like Western Union so I could still go to the studio. And you know, if I needed clothes for a music video or if I needed to pay a photographer for something, like they was still shooting money out their own pockets, even though they got stuff that they got going on. You know, my sister, she got 3 kids, and my mama, she doing what she doing, but they still was finding a way to send some money to California so I can continue to keep doing what I'm doing. Like, so they definitely like my mama for sure. Like she, you know, I got her forever. She's forever in my debt. Like I got her no matter what.
Hey, that's facts. As a mom, that's what I taught my son. So, props to you for recognizing that, especially in the industry that you're in. Because let's face it, a lot of people want to be hard, so they don't recognize that. So I appreciate it so much, and it just shows who you are as a person. Just hearing this in this room, it just makes me identify to you so much more as an artist, and I just love it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely that definitely they definitely helped me to have like that ladies approach too. Because like I try to make sure that my music is resonating to girls as well. Like that's more really what my like crowd base and what I try to push to. Like I don't really care for guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's cool if they, you know, they street, they came from what I came from and they can resonate to me, but I'm morely like a ladies man. So that's who I'm really getting on here to like try to please, like is the girls. Like that's what it started off with me as when I seen all the girls screaming for me in the talent show. I'm like, yeah, this is what I like right here. I like for the girls to love me. Like, so that's more of kind of where I've tried to like my today's time, and that's what I'm trying to push to. I'm trying to make music that the girls can resonate to. If they can shake some ass, or if they can, you know what I'm saying, feel heartfelt about it, or whatever the case is, I'm trying to make sure that there are my like go-to people, like, because I know that for a fact the woman gonna come support you. They gonna come to them shows. They gonna buy your albums. They gonna do all of that. Like the men that try to act like too tough and oh I can't, or they try to look at it like I don't want to be no dick rider, though. You know that word. You know they don't want to do that. They don't really want to show too much support because then they gonna feel like they groupies or whatever. But women don't care about that. If they love you, and it is what it is. So like that's my main frame is the females and coming up under my mama and sister in a household. That's all I had anyway, type shit. Like and then my aunties and all of that grandmas, all of them. I was kind of more like around women more.
Love it, love it. Thank you so much.
Yep, yeah, for sure.
I was gonna let someone answer another question, but since no one's asking yet, you did mention Wayne was one of your favorite artists. Is there any artist that we would never think of that you love that is just not aligned with what music you make? You know what I'm saying? Like Luther Vandross or someone like that. Bruno
Um,
Mars.
Let me see, cause yeah, I got a couple of them. Let me see. Who would be like one of the first ones? Let me see. I think it's the vocal. I think it's the lead vocal for Maroon 5. I believe I can't think of his
Adam.
name right now.
Adam Levine.
Yeah, yeah. Like I like anytime I hear him, I like him. I'm trying to think of like different genres, so I could just give off different genres. So for like rock, it would probably be him. For like I fell in love with Tim's, like the girl that made the song with Future. I fell in love with her, so I listened to her a lot too. She's like the Afro beat, like that reggae type sound. Like she's like in that vibe right there. Far as like R&B. I'ma always be, regardless to how they look at him in a negative light, R. Kelly is gonna always be somebody that I will go play his music regardless. So even when I'm 40 years old, I'ma still be playing some R. Kelly. Like so R. Kelly, Luther Vandross had a couple little songs that I resonated to when I was a kid because my mom was playing it, like, you know what I'm saying? So let me see, Patti LaBelle. You got it's a lot of different ones. It's like that when I think about far as my childhood and what my mama was playing when I grew up. But far as me being grown, let me think of somebody else. Chris Brown is definitely is a goat to me too when it comes to music. I look at him like he like the next like Malcolm he's like the next fucking I can't who am I trying to
Michael
think of?
Jackson.
Yeah, he's like the next Michael Jackson of my generation. Like that's like who we look up to as like that person like that's him. And then who else is somebody that's just random that I enjoy their music. It's a girl. I'm trying to think of her name. Kelly, is her name like Kelly?
Clarkson.
Yeah, Kelly
Kelly.
Clarkson. She's somebody that I definitely like enjoy when I hear her music. Growing up, I used to love her music too, and I used to thought that I was so weird for that, but
First
because I
American
wouldn't
Idol,
play it in
babe.
front of nobody
She
else.
was the
Yeah,
first American
but
Idol.
and that was the reason why I got in tune with her because my auntie did the American Idol thing, so that's why I was already looking at American Idol or whatever. Like, and people, like I said, that would be nothing that I would just like tell anybody. Like, yeah, I like Kelly Clarkson, but like just because I was a fan of my auntie and what she was doing, and just that whole little thing with American Idol, I used to watch all of the American Idols. Like, so them, Kelly Clarkson. Who else? Who else is somebody else that I could think of?
How do you feel
Well, are
about
you ready
someone
for
like
some more
Sexy
questions,
Red?
Mr. 1K? Because we're definitely ready to get back into these professional questions. Let me reset the room really quickly, Mr. 1K. Welcome to the Talk Your Shit podcast. We are having an interview with Mr. 1K this evening. With that being said, if you're in the room and you happen to have a pink ticket, even if you don't, make sure you hit that share button. Make sure you ping the room up and make sure you kick back, relax, and run that chat up. With that being said, shout out to Mr. Rocky for putting this interview together. Shout out to Ms. Mother, Mr. Josiah, It's Giving Batty, Miss Ice Cold. And everybody else that's here on the stage. Shout out to the team. That's the Talk Your Shit podcast team. With that being said, Mr. 1K, are you ready?
Yes, yes, let's do it.
Let's